to Invest Insights. I'm Abby Maloney. I'm joined today by Ross Mynatt, the President and CEO of Kraft Bank. Ross, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to see you, Abby.
Let's dive in. Kraft Bank's leadership model prioritizes adaptability in a banking environment that changes daily. How has Kraft Bank responded to the challenge of reinventing the community banking model in Atlanta?
Well, Abby, that's a great question. There are a couple of things at play here. One is, as a brand new bank, relatively 18 months or so old, part of our value proposition is we wanted to remain true to what community banks have been known for and the reason why customers have sought them out. There is local ownership, local management. You get access to the management team. We're responsive and we're highly customer centric. So that part, with respect to being a community bank, has never gone away. Coupled with that, of course, is the need and the demand and the requirement by the market for us to stay relevant digitally. A couple of the things that we have focused on since opening is everything that you can do on your laptop with Kraft Bank, you can do on your cell phone. So everything from opening an account to initiating a wire transfer, you can do from the privacy and luxury of your cell phone, whether you're in the grocery store or on the golf course. A couple of other things that we have done is e-sign. That's real important for our customers. Part of going back to that value proposition for community banks, folks are more than welcome to come in and see us. We can spend time in the conference room or the boardroom or in our offices, subject to their comfort level. But you can also do so many things with Kraft Bank via e-sign. So we don't need you to come in and get a document signed. You can do it that way. I guess the other piece that I would mention that answers your question is remote capture. That is huge for us and our customers, the ability to make deposits using the remote capture machine. A lot of other banks put limits, whether it's a dollar amount, Abby, or the number of checks that you can process. We at Kraft do not do that. If you've got $1 million check, you are more than welcome to deposit it using the remote capture technology. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to process it, because we're, of course, going to take a look at $1 million check, but you've got that capability. Those are just a few of the ways that we've tried to be current and reinvent ourselves as a new community bank.
Fabulous. As a de novo bank, now in its second year of operation, what has surprised you since opening in October of 2020, aside from the surprise of opening during a pandemic?
which is, Abby, that is a topic and a conversation unto itself about what we went through to try to get our doors open. Let me answer your question two ways. The unpleasant surprise, Abby, has been the amount of cyber attacks that we as a startup bank face on a daily basis. And equally important to the number of attacks is the level of sophistication. The hackers, the bots, whoever's out there has gotten incredibly sophisticated, where even the phishing attempts are no longer the old prince in Nigeria, light years beyond that, where they try to customize and make it look like it's coming from a colleague, where they'll go to our website and they'll say, hey, Stephanie works at Kraft Bank, and they'll try to have Stephanie send me an email where she wants me to link. So that has been the unpleasant surprise of starting a bank. The pleasant, and frankly, I hope this doesn't sound self-serving, but if you think about all of the things that go into organizing a bank and opening a bank, we've got a board of directors, we've got regulators, I've got my colleagues here, we've got our shareholders, we've got our customers, we've got our partners, whether it's our corporate attorney, our core operating system, and on down the line. The way that all those various parties and folks that have a vested interest in the success of Kraft Bank have come together has been nothing short of thrilling and amazing to me. So Not so pleasant surprise is the intensity of the cyber attacks. On the positive side has been the way that our craft family, if you will, has come together.
Recognize that community banks have been on the front line of economic recovery in the past year. How has Kraft Bank adapted its model to meet the ever-evolving needs and concerns of its customers?
Yeah, that's a great question. I, one of our challenges is to meet with a business owner and say, and let me answer your question this way, Abby. Hypothetically, if you were going to start a business today, what would that business be? Just make something up, whether it's a restaurant or anything.
Let's say it's I'd be a retail, women's fashion.
Okay, women's fashion. So if Abby's women's fashions were up and running, and let's say you were already banking with B of A or Wells or whomever, once you've got that piece of that puzzle figured out, it is really challenging to sit down with you and say, Abby, I know you're trying to grow your business, but listen to my pitch, if you will, about moving your banking relationship to Kraft Bank. Unless you're just really unhappy with your current bank, that's a conversation that's not at the top of your priority list.
Right.
Additionally, it is such a pain to get a business owner to go through the challenge of, okay, I've got to redirect my ACHs, my wires, all my pre-fills. All of that takes time and effort. So that is a challenge. So one of the things that we've done to try to overcome that challenge since we've been open is we will literally meet with either the controller or the CFO, whoever it is working for that company that we're trying to win the business, and we will help walk them through that process. So that's one thing that we have done where we literally hold the customers or the prospect's hand and say, we're going to help you migrate away from old bank to Kraft Bank. That's way number one. Way number two is historically, most banks have got a very regimented loan approval process. So let's say Abby's women's fashion business needs a $10 million loan. Typically, that loan process or that loan approval process that I talked about for other banks has got a schedule. Like the director's loan committee might meet once a month. Well, one of the things that we've adapted is we now can have our officers loan committee or directors loan committee within 48 hours of needing to get a loan approved. So we're not on the calendar. We don't have a set schedule. We've adapted to the market saying, hey, I need an answer for my loan as soon as you can get it to me. So that's one of the things that we have done to adapt.
To round out our discussion today, what role does creativity play in Kraft Bank's ability to remain relevant and competitive in today's landscape?
That is a spectacular question. One of our corporate values is, if you go to our website or if you go into our break room, you'll see on the writable wall, we've got 5 corporate values, and innovating is one of those. We do a number of things to try to innovate and change, whether it's a process or whether it's a procedure, whether it's our website. But I would point to one of the projects that we're currently working on, and we're very excited about this, is we're in the process of working with a fintech to develop what I'll call a loan portal. It's a customer-facing portal so that when Abby's women's fashion applies for that loan, you'll be given a login through our website, and you can know every step of the way through that loan approval process where you stand. I don't know if too many banks, mortgage companies do that, but I don't know of too many banks, particularly those that are focused on commercial, that offer that type of product and service for their customers so they know exactly where they stand.
Great. Well, thank you, Ross. That was Ross Mynatt, the President and CEO of Kraft Bank. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to hear more CEOs and thought leaders share their opinions and advice on the current business climate. Until next time, I'm Abby Maloney, and this has been Invest Insights. Thank you for tuning in.